Now we're going to get started off with discussing some things carnival related. And to start us off in these discussions this morning, I am being joined by the band leader of Arcadia Mass, and that is none other than Mr. Atiba de Leon. Good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me this morning. Okay.
Yeah, right. So yes, when you talk about carnival, we have to talk about Bacchanal, and certainly we're seeing quite a bit coming out right now. There are two schools of thought about carnival. I know that there's a lot of band leaders like yourself that are choosing to focus more on Tobago October Carnival, whereas there are some of our traditional band leaders who are not quite happy with the way that Carnival is being treated, especially for adult mass.
Okay. Just one point of correction. I am focusing on both actually.
Okay.
My band, my duty as a band leader is to do just that, lead a band. And we have decided to navigate the waters and do both. So February we are doing Kiddies Carnival, and October we are focusing on adults mass. Right? So I know there are people that may make a choice, but we decided to do both because both have importance in the space.
And why did you make that decision for yourself to focus on Kiddies in February and leave the adult mass for October?
Reality is, the adult mass in October brings a bigger attraction as it relates to the spectatorship, as it relates to the size of your band, because you get more masqueraders. But in February, we wanted to do something that caters to, how to put it, development and education in terms of our kids. So we wanted to get the kiddies involved because they are the future, so we wanted to do that in February. As a result, we took the initiative to do both because it makes sense for the future mass, because the people that play in October at some point in time, they'll get old and wouldn't want to be a part of that wine and job. Arthritis will kick in at some point. So we decided to do both.
So for Kiddies Mass right now, why do you think it's so important to focus on the kiddies in February?
Well, foundation, Tobago is not really known for being a party and mass-centric island. So as a result, we had to start somewhere, and building from the ground up is important for us, as we believe that this is the essentials and great pillars for the mass fraternity. So the kiddies are very important from where I sit and how we view it as a band.
Mm-hmm. And then how is how do you feel about the structure that's in place right now for Kiddies Mass for February? Are you satisfied, or are you just going along with it?
At this point in time, there's a saying, the weak shall perish and the strong shall survive. And I always beg to differ that the ones who could adjust the most is who survive. And I learned to navigate the waters. Everything you do, there's always room for improvement. However, as it stands right now, I am just trying to make sure that as far as we are concerned, we navigate those waters, adjust the suit, and make the best out of it. All right, so moving forward for this year, that is our intention, is to kind of navigate the waters therein and give a great showing and a great product on the road. Because that's something we try to pride ourselves on, is the quality and the experience that our mass players experience.
Okay. And then for February 2024, for Kiddies Mass, your focus is on Fancy Sailor. That's the theme of your mass this year. Why that theme?
It's a traditional part of the mass. It's something that is foundation. And then we don't want to have kiddies in skimpy clothing or bellies outside or anything of the sort. We want to keep it very, very rich, very cultural, and go back to the roots. And Fancy Sailors is one of those characters that normally be a central role in the carnival. So we just wanted to add a twist, hence using Fancy Sailors in its splendor, because we wanted to showcase that we could take the traditional sailor and add a twist to it, but keeping it traditional and add that modern touch to it that gives the appeal to the younger generation. So I want them to play, and then our what's to put it, our experience tends to marry the both. So the experience that the kids will have this year will be second to none, and it will be one of what we believe as a trend-setting experience that moving forward that people could look forward and see, all right, this is a band I want my child to play because they are well catered to.
All right. And so what can be expected? What can be expected from, Fancy Sailor? It's in the splendor, proceed? in its splendor, sorry.
Yeah. Right, what can be expected is as you can see, some unique addition to the Sailor. But more than anything, as the experience on the road. So we are doing an all-inclusive kiddies band. And when we say all-inclusive, we don't mean some water and a sandwich or some pilau or something, but meaning the same experience that we give to our masqueraders in October, right? We want the kids to experience it as well. So being well catered to having a fully stocked kiddies bar, right? With juice and water and snacks and don't want to let everything out, but some little treats, some unique things like snow cone, cotton candy, different things that the kids tend to enjoy. Then we have a rest park as well for the kids. For the first time, we'll be having a rest stop in the carnival, so the kids could come, they could have an area they could eat, and we have a wide variety of delicacies for the kids. But at that rest park, we'll have some entertainment, some face painting, some bouncy castle, different aspects to add to the experience, because the experience is what is important for us. So from the time you collect, and for the first time, kids will be having goodie bags as well. So these are the things that we are catering for with the kids.
So basically giving our children their kid-friendly version of that adult experience.
Exactly, and then for this year, what we did as well is try to incorporate some kids who are less fortunate as well. So part of us giving back is because in the goodie bags, our goodie bag will take the shape of school stuff. So it's also a back to school initiative as well, where in those goodie bags you'll have some pencils, pencil case, things that the kids use, and the bag itself is one that a child could wear to school. Right, that some kids may not be as fortunate. So the experience, we want to even enhance it, because our kiddies band, we believe, must be a better experience than a lot of the adults band in this space. So we want the kids to experience what they're experiencing, that they could walk away feeling amazing and come back and bring a friend, and then we grow this stuff, and that is where our mindset is as when it comes to the kids.
What is your view on Kiddies Mass in Tobago, the growth of Kiddies Mass in Tobago? Because we have seen some growth over the years.
The growth has been something amazing, and me being part of it now is because you want it to continue to grow, and sometimes being on the sideline, sharing 1,000,001 views is the thing that is the easiest thing to do. And old people say when you want something done, you have to do it yourself. And us getting involved is just that adding to it, rather than being a part of the problem. We want to add to the solution. And the Kiddies Mass could take a form. I believe my vision is that I believe the Kiddies could be so great that we could have bands from out of the island, meaning Trinidad, coming to Tobago to even play. We want to go, I would like to see it grow that much that when you talk Kiddies, you must talk about Tobago Carnival.
And why do you think that Tobago is even the best place for us to have that explosion of Kiddies Carnival and make it a home for Kiddies Carnival?
Because with all the hustle and business and the up and down of Trinidad Carnival, with fetes, from fetes to panorama to adult mass, all these things, it's a great way where a parent could come to Tobago, relax, vacation with their family, and the child play some nice mass in Tobago, enjoy the beautiful scenery, the beach, that sort of stuff, which could be something packaged and marketed very well.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that the band leaders in Tobago right now are ready for that conversation about, changing the structure of things a bit?
I'm not sure, because I couldn't talk for myself. I don't know about the other band leaders, what they do, because I very rarely, funny enough, I very rarely communicate with other band leaders. And I, because at this stage of where my organization is, which is Arcadia Mass Band Limited, is we are putting on some blinders and trying to run our ways. So I don't know if they are ready for it, but it's a conversation that could and should be had. And let's see where we could find some kind of middle ground, or let's see what the solution is. I am very much disturbed by problems. I am very much hell-bent on finding solution, and we have to be solution-oriented in this day and age to navigate. And that is where we see our views at.
And of course, and then when we talk about Carnival, we have to touch a little bit on October Carnival as well. And you guys are preparing for that. When we can see you launching? When are you thinking about launching for October Carnival?
Well, once God give us life, health, and strength, our launch will be early May, late April. We want to get out the gates early, so it will be around that time frame. So that is the most I could give right now. There's a lot. There's a lot in the pipeline going on, because this will be Arcadia first year back out, because we didn't do last year.
Yes.
Right, last year we decided to take a different route in rebranding, restructuring, and then also navigating relationships and networking. And this year we decided to jump in from a year-round perspective. So I will just take this time out to say that apart from October, we have an event in April for Easter. So we have a full calendar of events this year. So we're trying to make this stuff into a year-round business, that we could have year-round activities and not only just February and October, but in between have other stuff that will be a lot of education, a lot of events, and just trying to marry all, because at the end of it, it's about culture for us.
Yes.
You know, and that is more important. And bigger than that, we are about Tobago. And that is what it's about, how we could get people here, how we could get people to come here and enjoy here. It's all about Tobago for us, and that is where our focus is from this year moving forward.
And you know, looking at Tobago October Carnival, getting into the third year of its its existence, you know, what do you see the identity forming? How do you see the identity forming as we're getting into this?
As we go to October, I think the identity will come forward on its own. I think we have to be patient with it. As it stands right now, we are seeing the emphasis on, like last year I observed, last year I served in a more of an administrative role, and I saw on the road we had a lot of traditional characters marrying with the conventional mass, and it worked well. Then we saw a lot of improvement in the costuming from some of the bands, and then we also see that a lot of collaboration happened last year, which is our identity. I believe could be somewhat of a, how to put it, a unity and a unified approach, where we have bands coming together, because Tobago reality do not need 1,000 bands or 10,000 bands or like Trinidad. I think last year we had some clusters of bands, and that navigated and worked really and looked really well on the road. And that's a formula I believe we could use. But for the look and the atmosphere of the carnival, I am seeing that, how to put it, that tropical paradise type of setting as an identifier where a person could come, because we have to also ask ourselves, what will make somebody leave their home or their country to come here? And I believe that is some kind of, it's one of the only islands that have in Carnival where we're on a waterfront, you know, where we have that nice scenery, where we have that paradise and that kind of tropical atmosphere. And that is something that we could build on as an identifying tool, that a person could come, they could have a staycation and enjoy revelry at the same time. You know, like we changed our slogan to revel in paradise, you know, and that is something that we would like to see happen. People could come and revel in paradise.
So that means that we have so much exciting things to look forward to from you guys for this year.
Yeah, and this year we plan to push the envelope a bit in terms of bringing something unique to the carnival that we have not seen in carnival, but we have seen in festivals. But we're trying to marry those stuff and whilst also remaining cultural and grounded in our roots as a people, right? Because Tobago is known for its rich culture. And how do we marry those two, but also add new elements to it? So you'll see Arcadia this year adding a lot of technology as well to what we bring, which caters to our masqueraders, but also allows us to have more of a responsible role. So for example, you'll find one of the things that we'll have is on our sign up, we'll ask persons about their medical conditions. That's just one, which allows us, if anything has to happen to that person whilst they are here, they have to drop down, God forbid, then we know EHS, we could give them all the information, and that will just be in a simple form of a wristband, right? That we could just scan and we have all your info. So stuff like that is what we'll be bringing on this year, that caters to the masqueraders, that when they come in, they are safe, and not only safe from crime, but also safe that if anything has to happen, they can be taken care of and catered to. So this year we have a lot of tricks in the bag that we mastered over the last year, and we'll be bringing it to the forefront. So it's a lot of stuff.
And of course, Kiddies Mass, that's the focus right now for the next few weeks, because Carnival is in just about 3 weeks time, less than that. So I mean, yeah, so I'm just going to give you a chance to talk about how people can get in contact with you to register to be a part of Arcadia's Fancy Sailor Kiddies Mass.
Right, so we have a number of platforms. We have Arcadia Mass on Instagram, where you can get information. There's a link to the Kiddies page, and there's also Arcadia Kiddies, right? On thing Arcadia Mass Kiddies on Instagram. We also have the you can call 737-7299, again 737-7299, and then we also have our email, arcadiamassband@gmail, where you can just send us a quick email. We can make arrangement, because part of Kiddies, the ticklish part about Kiddies is not just the like adults may have a size 32B bra. No, in Kiddies you have to actually measure. So let's make the arrangement, let's connect, and let's give the kids one of the greatest experience they have ever had. And picture coming to Arcadia Mass and marrying a school bazaar, marry with plain mass, marry those two elements together, and you have Arcadia Kiddies Fancy Sailor in its splendor. So get in contact and get the kids on the road. However, before, I just want to say that time is of the essence, because we are 75% sold out already.
Wow.
Right, so because those slots are going fast, who have to get in contact, please do so.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Atiba, for being on with us and for sharing us the updates for just both Kiddies Carnival in February and what's going to be happening later on this year. And from what you said, just quite a lot to happen, and we are definitely excited. We're looking forward to see what Arcadia is bringing, because you all had some good stuff a couple years ago for the Tobago October Carnival, so we're excited for this year.
Yes, and we're going to up it again this year.
All right, great. Thank you so much. And viewers, please don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back on GMT after this break.
Hey.